Hey everyone, this is Vicky from Vivid Talks. Today I'm bringing on a very special guest, Rachta Lin, all the way from Singapore. And she actually started working as a IT firm as one of the top designers in the corporate world. But she left the corporate industry to pursue her dream of becoming a full-time manga artist. And here I want to share with you her story of how she is doing that right now. I want to welcome Rachta to the Vivid Talks interview today. Rachta, do you want to introduce yourself and let everyone know what you do as a creator?
First of all, my name is Rachta Lin. Art is my passion. Ever since I was young, 5 years back, I decided to quit my job to pursue my passion in drawing, especially drawing anime, illustration, manga, comics, video game stuff. So ever since then, I have been on this journey. I never look back, and I'm glad to be here with you guys today.
Yay! I'm so glad. You've been a full-time art creator for 5 years now, right?
Yeah.
How are you liking that?
It has its ups and downs. Overall, I like it. Well, this is what I have always wanted to do ever since I was young. They have their challenges, but overall, I'm happy. I get to travel around. I get to see a lot of other people who share the same passion, experience like me, like you, for example. I feel that all this experience, I will never trade it for anything. It's been great, yeah.
What got you started to become an artist? Like, what made you take the leap of faith to do it full time?
Okay. Around 5 years ago, I decided to quit my job. At that point in time, I was kind of like a graphic designer. I worked in IT company. I was promoted to be an art director. At that point in time, I was in my job and I was thinking back, I have this dream of mine that I really want to make it happen. I feel that if I don't do it now, I probably will never get a chance to do it again. Okay, so I have come to this point already. Do I want to go on, or do I want to maybe try something that I have always wanted to do? So it was a very tough decision because I was in a pretty stable career. The income was good and everything. I took the leap. I decided to quit my job to do this. That's how it happened.
That's good. It's a lot of courage to just quit a comfortable job and position to do something that you don't even know if it's going to be successful, right? So
yeah, it was a bit scary.
Good job. Good for you. I'm really proud of you. I know, right? But look at where you are now. You're happy with your full-time artist career. So
yes.
What motivates you to keep creating art?
It's love.
Love? Yeah, the passion. Yeah.
I feel that it's very tough job drawing full-time as an artist. It's difficult in a different sense that you go to a 9-to-5 job because you need to motivate yourself. You need to come up with all that kind of initiative. It's difficult, I think. So I feel that the single thing that keep me going is that I love what I do. So
right.
There's a lot of things.
Never get tired of it.
It's the love. That's the main motivator for me. Yes. Yay!
Hard. You're based in Singapore right now. I know it's like noon for you and nighttime for me in Canada. You travel around the world. So what are some places you've been to because of your art career?
Quite many places. Okay, I have been to Canada. That's one
of course.
thing. Yeah, that's for sure. Been to USA, multiple states, East Coast, West Coast, Korea, South Korea, Thailand, Malaysia. Yeah, Japan is great. I love Japan.
Yeah, such a great country. I miss going there.
Me too. Oh my God. If not, then this year I'll be probably going at least 2-3 times. It's nearby.
So now because of the pandemic and we're kind of grounded at home, so how has that shifted your artist lifestyle now that you don't travel anymore?
Usually, I'll travel quite often to attend conventions, like especially anime, comic, video game conventions all over the world. I usually fly quite often for my artwork, but this year, the only time I get to fly was the very beginning of the year for Chicago Comic Con. I think that's like in February. I think like 1 week later, we got in a complete lockdown. Yeah.
You just slipped one more trip in before the lockdown.
Ever since that point, I never traveled anywhere again. Schedule-wise, I need to adjust everything because, I book everything already. I book plane ticket, housing in advance, so I cancel everything. And the stuff that I usually do for conventions, I have to prepare my artworks, my prints, everything for conventions. Don't really get to do that anymore. So I guess I can't adjust my time. I should have my own personal project. I have this manga thing. There have been,
Ooh.
yes.
Tell me about it.
I always wanted to do. I was always too busy to do it, fly often and whatever. So this year I got a lot more time to focus on that. So in a way, I feel that, well, I changed my schedule, but it's still okay for me. People who went to conventions, they go to conventions to meet me. Some of them actually contact me and ask me to do commissions for them. So I do a lot of commissions this year.
Keeping busy.
So yeah, overall, I think it's turned out quite okay for me. Try my best to make the best out of this. I have to thank my fans too, some of them who support me through this tough time, and I really appreciate it for them to think of me at this kind of
Aw.
situation. Yeah, if you're listening, I thank you for your support. Okay, I appreciate it.
Support the artists. That's good. Tell me about your manga project you're working on. What kind of project is it? Is there like a storyline? Are you looking at releasing it as a series, or is it like a one shot?
The whole big plan is I want to create something that I can call my own creation, so to speak. The reason that I become an artist, I love drawing in the first place because of an anime. Ever since I was young, and I know that this job exists, I have always wanted to be a manga artist. So if you ask me at any point in time in my life, from when I was a kid to when maybe like in my university year, I would say that what I want to become a manga artist is something that I always want to do, and I'm kind of trying to go back to that. Original idea is to do a series, although this year I have released some one shots supposed to be practice sort of for myself so that I can have enough experience to create something that is very big in scale. So I try to do something that is self-contained first, like a one shot. I have released, I think, two of them. Currently, I use the knowledge and experience and feedbacks I got from the one shots, and I try to see if I can improve my long series. So currently, I'm in the process of writing that. Hope it's good.
Can you walk us through like your process, like how when you're working on your manga, what is your workflow? How do you do that?
Okay, first of all, I have to start writing it. I write mostly on my computer, so I'll just typing out. I personally kind of call it like vomiting ideas.
Brainstorming, right? Yeah.
Basically, I just write whatever comes into my head into a document. I just type it, and I don't care if the grammar is wrong or if it doesn't make any sense or not. I just type it out. If I have an idea, I type it out. Then, to a certain extent, it's kind of like you throwing a piece of puzzle onto a table. Just throw random ones onto a table. When you reach a certain point, you get to see, okay, this one looks interesting, and maybe I can combine them together. It forms something that looks interesting to me. So when there's enough pieces on the table that is like that, then I'll start to kind of round it up to create a coherent story. Then from there, it's a storyboard. Then I draw it out. Yeah.
For your one shot, like how long does it usually take? I'm not really familiar with like the artist terminology, but like do you sketch the pages first, then you add the tones and inking? How does that work?
I feel that one of the hardest part is the storyboarding. That's the backbone of the manga. It has to be fun to read. When I get that part done, and everything else is quite straightforward to me. I draw a lot, so I can kind of roughly estimate how long it's going to take and what I have to do to make it into like physical pages. I start by paneling first. I create a panel, then I kind of draw a very rough sketch in there, then I draw a line out of them, then after that I ink, I do the black ink, then I add in the screen tone, and after that I might add in some environment later on. I draw character first most of the time, then after that I add the environment, then after that speech bubbles and text.
That's cool. So now that you're kind of focusing on your manga, what is your like proudest moment in your artist career so far? And like your 5 years of being an artist, what is your proudest moment?
Wow, okay. I actually have many good experience along this journey. If it's about the proudest moment, I would say it's in the beginning of this year. I was actually working on my manga in Japan, the land of manga and anime.
Yes, the birthplace.
Yeah,
yes.
they have this practice. Any manga, new one, amateur one, you don't have to have experience or anything. You can actually book kind of a session with an editor of the publisher. If they accept your application, they will kind of read through your manga and they will see if they want to work with you.
Oh, wow. So is this like you submit in a contest?
It's not really a contest.
And if they'll serialize
It's
you?
more like a blind job interview, kind of. Yeah. Anybody can do it.
Okay.
It's the practice in Japan with a lot of publisher. Is how they find new talent. If you read Bakuman, you can see how the
I know,
how the
yeah.
process is done. Basically, you give them a call.
Yeah.
Then they were like, okay, I'll review your work. Then I'll see if it's good enough. If I want to work with you. But at that point, we just
Right.
want to see. We just want to get feedback from them. We didn't expect anything because okay, we're foreigners. I didn't expect for anything to come out of it. So I just want to see how they think so that I can improve on what I have already. So I went to see quite a bunch of publishers. They were very professional in giving feedbacks to you. Oh my god. I feel the Japanese editors, manga editors, take the craft very seriously. It's like an art form.
I know they're very like proper and professional,
You
like
see what
their
happened in
career, right?
Bakuman,
In their
how
work.
the
Yeah.
editor give feedback to you. It's like that. They have everything. They just tell you why exactly this is good, it's not good.
Is it Tokyo?
All of the big ones, they concentrated in Tokyo, I think. There's one particular publisher that I really like. At the end of the whole thing, he gave me his name card.
Ooh.
To them, it's quite important to get it, but I found out later with another publisher because the guy gave me a lot of feedback, but he doesn't give me his name card, and he explained to me that this is important. He doesn't just give it to anybody. It's like if you got a name card in the meeting, meaning they want to work with you, they think you're good enough to be in the magazine. I realized that, wow, I got a name card from this publisher that I really admired. So, okay, I'm not sure if anything will come out of this. I doubt so because of the language barrier of everything. At that moment, I was really happy. I was quite proud of myself. He trusts me enough to give me his name card. That was quite a happy moment for me. I was very scared to went in at first. Because this thing is something that the matter that is very close to my heart. I was thinking, oh God, what if they say that I'm not good enough? What if they say that it sucks or something like that?
Oh no.
They gave a very objective feedback. They were really helpful feedback. Some of them is nice enough to give me the name card. It keeps me going, I guess.
It's such a cool story. So you're saying you had some language barrier. So did you bring a translator with you when you went into the publishers to see them? Or did they have a translator or did they speak English?
No, they don't. All of them don't speak English. We actually hire a translator. Our translator was late by like, I think 1 hour.
Oh no.
We have these devices. It's kind of like Google Translate. You can speak into it and they will translate to you. So we were talking, communicating all the time with that. And it was very nice of the editor. He doesn't feel irritated that we cannot communicate properly, and he was very patient. When you comment on a manga, there's a lot of technical terms. Sometimes it doesn't come out properly in a translator.
Was your manga in Japanese when he read it? Did you translate it to Japanese?
I brought
for
both
him?
copies. Brought English to just in case, but I got it translated to Japanese.
So what do you think? Are you going to try pursuing this, or do you want to do more of like a online kind of English international manga instead?
I'm not sure yet. This field is really competitive, even for local. I don't even know how am I going to get into it as the foreigner that cannot speak Japanese.
Right.
So I feel that the fact that he's kind enough to give me his name card, I already feel very good about it. From his standpoint, I feel that if there's a person that is Japanese, that is local, that is on the same level as me, I probably pick the local person first.
The local,
because it's just so much easier to work with. I don't know how exactly will it progress. I will publish my manga no matter what. It doesn't matter if I got this opportunity or not. One way or another, I'll publish it.
I'm looking forward to reading it.
Thank you.
Do you have a plan of when you're going to release it, or are you still working on it?
Actually, I have few plots planned out already. After going through all these one-shots and whatnot, I get to learn a lot more about how to create manga. So I went to look back. So I'm basically rewriting everything.
Well, that's okay. You learn from your experience, right?
So yeah, I'm supposed to release it this year, so I'm not sure if that's gonna happen. I'm hoping for maybe early next year.
Can you let us know what the name of the series is called, or is that a secret?
Haven't settled on it yet.
Okay, no worries, no worries. Outside of drawing and manga, what do you like doing? Your most favorite thing to do?
Eating.
Yeah!
That's why we get along.
Well, you and I have something in common. When we see each other, where are we gonna go eat?
Obviously, I like watching anime and manga. I like comics. I like pop culture stuff. I like reading, playing video games. I like cooking, baking, because it's related to eating.
I don't like cooking. I like eating more. What's your favorite dish to eat in Singapore?
Okay, this is not Singapore food at all, but I love pancakes.
Okay. Okay, maybe a local
I
food
know,
then.
right? Okay. Whenever I travel, I always hunt for the best pancake in that particular location. But if Singapore, fishball noodle.
Like the ones in like the
Yeah,
hawkers
the
market.
hawker center one. I love eating that. And I haven't really eaten it recently because I mostly cook nowadays. In Thailand, in other Asian countries, they have this dish too. But I particularly like the way they do it in Singapore, the dry version.
Oh,
Yeah, the way
okay,
they do it
okay.
here locally is a bit different from anywhere else. And I kind of like that take, kind of a bit spicy. And because they have a chili sauce inside the fishball noodle. Most of the shop, they will serve it with another dish that is, I think, more popular. It's called bak chor mee, minced pork noodle. So aside from the fishball, they will serve it with the minced pork with maybe some mushroom. That's a bit more iconic take on it.
Yeah, I don't think I've had that in Singapore when I visited. I remember we had cereal prawn and
those-
chili crab. Those are good.
Yeah, those are really nice. Fishball noodle is like those a bit flying under the radar, but it's a very popular thing to eat for local people. It's one of the common popular dishes.
Comfort food, right?
Not sure if it's comfort food, but it's something that is popular, common dish that people eat here on a daily basis.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah, I'll bring you to a nice one, maybe next time you're here.
Okay, that's a date. Well, thank you so much for your time, for sharing your story and how you went on your creative journey to become a full-time artist and also your favorite foods. Is there any last piece of advice you want to give to anyone that's aspiring to be a full-time artist or a manga artist?
Different person need different kind of advice, but if I have to give just one for everyone, especially new aspiring artists, you should be kind to yourself. If you feel that this is what you really want to do, you want to do this for a living, I want you to never give up on your dream and on your craft and on yourself, okay? I feel that the most common problem, most of the time they even don't feel confident in their craft. You might feel that you're not good enough. The artists that you have been following, they're much better than you. And you feel that what you are drawing right now is not good, right? At that point in time, you feel very tempted to just call it quit. Just so hard on you mentally. Or it's like, oh, I'm not good enough. That person is better than me. That person has more followers than me. And what am I supposed to do with this? This is just crap. At that point in time, it's very easy for you to lose heart, to lose your motivation. Just don't do it altogether. But I just want to tell you that if it's really what you want to do, don't give up on yourself and your dream just yet. Art is like going on the steps of a staircase. You have to keep going up one step at a time. It needs time to cultivate your talent, your skill in drawing. But if you give up now, you will never reach your full potential that is waiting for you up there. Okay, it's up there waiting for you.
Right, at the top.
But it has to be taken one step at a time. And it might not come very fast for you. Drawing takes time to become good. If you give up too early, then you will never get to reach that point. Don't compare yourself to anybody. Just compare it to yourself. Yesterday, I couldn't draw this eye properly, but today it looks better than yesterday. So that is your milestone. Don't compare yourself to anybody. Compare it to just your own progress.
That's
Be
really good
patient to
advice.
yourself and just keep on going. So that's my advice to you.
Yeah, climb those stairs.
Yes.
Yeah, climb those stairs.
All right. Yeah,
Thank you so much, Rachta. Really enjoyed having you on here on Vivid Talks. We will chat with you next time then.
Thank you so much,
Thanks
Yumi.
everyone for listening.
Thank you.